What the fuck, YouTube? Jesus fucking Christ, man. God, I've been trying for a half hour to go live this morning. I can't. Why can't I? Because it says visibility, blah, blah, blah. Fucking God damn. Jesus fucking YouTube. What a fucking pile of fucking shit. You're a pile of fucking shit. Some billionaire, please buy this platform. Fuck. God damn, man. This is fucking bullshit. God damn, where the fucking, God. Fucking bullshit. I had so many fucking titles for this fucking stream, and YouTube kept knocking it out. Please retry, retry. Fuck, man, God, fucking damn, Jesus, motherfuck. And now why you know why I list this not for kids? Because this ain't for kids. And if you don't like my language, fuck you too. Fuck. Damn. No, I don't mean that. I apologize. I fucking get cranky as I get older, for God's sake. Jesus. I don't know. I tapped trees the day before yesterday. Hell's down there. I tapped trees. All the trees in my yard. I got 30 taps out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees. 30 taps on 5 trees. Only one tree is sapping. That's that furthest one, which never usually saps very much at all. But that's the one that's sapping this spring. None of the other trees are sapping so far that I can see. But the weather's been above zero for the last 3 days and below zero at night. So we're starting to get some, it's sapping weather. It gets above zero during the day, gets below zero at night. So you get that capillary action in the tree. Sap rises from the root up to the bud, and then it goes back down. Then it goes back up, then it goes back down. Capillary action. You know, you learn that in high school, I believe. Maybe grade school for some of you. Maybe at home for others. Anyway, sap is stored in the roots of maple trees. Any tree. When it freezes, all the sap leaves the tree, goes down to the roots. Why does it do that? Because the sap stayed in the tree and the leaves and the branches. It would freeze, it would expand, and it would explode everything. Use your head, man. It's stored in the roots. And in the spring, when it gets warm enough during the day, above zero, or above freezing, sorry. God. Above freezing for you people who are dead set against it. The other system. Yeah. Anyway, above 32 degrees, above freezing during the day. Sap starts to move up the tree. All right. It gets down below freezing at night. The sap goes down back into the roots until it's above freezing for the entire 24 hours. And the sap will go up to the buds. It will feed the buds, and the buds will then become leaves. And then the whole process will start all over. So you have that small window of opportunity to catch sap rising and falling, rising and falling. As sap comes out of the tree, and that's when you catch sap. You drill a little hole about an inch into the tree. You tap your tap in slightly uphill, so that when the sap comes back down, it comes out. You imagine you put the sap in completely, or the tap in completely horizontal. Would you get any sap coming out of it? No, probably not very much. So you put the tap in the tree slightly uphill. That's the way you drill your hole. That's the way you put the tap in. So the sap coming back down flows down through. Okay, we got the basics down pat. And then we're going to gather enough sap to where we can boil it on our stove. We put it in a big pot and we boil it, hard boil. And you will see that it will start to, at about 220 degrees, it'll start to candy up. You'll get a soft candy boil, and all the little bubbles will come up to the top, and they'll close up, and it'll come out of your container and go all over your stove and into every nook and cranny, which I've already ruined 2 stoves doing. Anyway, yeah, you got to watch it really close. You get up to hard candy boil, you're getting too hard, because then you'll just form sugar in your jars. When it cools down, it'll just form sugar. So it's got to be before that. Usually a soft candy boil. And then you'll have syrup. And you put it in jars and you put the lids on, you let it cool. It seals itself. It's a hot pack. Now you can heat your jars if you want to, but you don't have to. Because in the spring, I just set them out on the. Uh-oh. I see. Must have been somebody going by on the road, because I saw flashes of light on the ceiling. That usually means somebody has driven into the yard, opening up a door. That's why I get those flashes of light on the ceiling. But if it's coming in the other window, yeah, there could be somebody. Could be somebody up on the going by on the road. All right. So, all right. What are we talking about? Maple syrup. I guess I'll do the whole process. I'll take some pictures. I'll do some videos and upload that this year, and you can see that for. You can see that for yourself that way. And then I'm gonna go out and check bees today too. I gotta empty out the sacks from the one tree, and I already got the barrels in my truck and all that stuff, and got the filters out. And depending on how much sap I get this spring, if I don't put my big pan on the big stove, I think I might just put I might just boil on a little stove in the shed. Anyway, I got to do that today, and I got to go out and check and see if I have any bee activity. I also got to take my splitter out of the shed, so I got to move the skid loader out. I got to move the tractor out, and I got to get the splitter and take that out. And maybe cut some more wood. We're cutting. I'm going to get both of my piles cleaned up this spring, and then we'll get a shed for next year, and then I'll go down to the woods and we'll start cutting on some more wood down there. Got trees going down, got beavers killing trees, so might as well cut them down, drag logs up, sell logs. Use the rest for firewood. All right. I was bitching. I bet I tried 8 times to go live on this stream. I'll bet I tried 8 different times. And it said something about private visibility is only for checking your live stream or some shit. So what I did is I went to the visibility portion where it says private, public, or restricted or whatever. So I just rotated through those options. Look at what I got. I'm back on air. This fucking YouTube, I swear to God, just fucking bullshit, man. Yeah, well, who do we got over here? I don't know. Supposedly got 2 people. Who knows? Mrs. Coin Crew, you listening this morning? I don't know if anybody ever gets the notifications for these videos or if you just find them by accident. I don't really understand how it works. I just know I got a channel and I can upload live. I can upload videos. I can do that. I don't know how to work StreamYard. I don't know how to work StreamYard and YouTube together. I don't know any of that shit. Need somebody to tell me. But if you ain't gonna tell me, you ain't gonna tell me. And then what else we gotta do today? Oh, gotta go out and check my honeybees. See if there's any that's what I was talking about, the wood piles out by my honeybees. I check the honeybees, see if we got any activity. I'll take maybe some of the insulation off them. Because they're out in the sun, but maybe not. It depends how cold it gets at night yet. Can't open them up until it's about 60 degrees or above. Might be able to open them to inside or the lower entrance and scrape out any dead bees and crap in there. Might be able to do that and start feeding them if they're alive. But say you don't put, I like put sugar water in jars on the front of their hive if it was going to freeze. So it's kind of wait a little bit. I might have to. Well, I might have to make some sugar water just to see if they. I don't know. I'd rather put a patty inside, but I don't like sugar water that much, especially outside feeders. But if you use an inside feeder, then you have to open up the top and pour the sugar water in the feeder on the inside of the hive and then close the top up again. It's cold in there. And yeah, so I don't do that. I don't use the inside feeder, I use outside feeders. And lately I just been using patties. I put enough patties in there to feed them. Sugar patties, guys, sugar patties. All right. Well, I guess what we'll do is we'll open this one package and then I'm just tired all the time. I gotta go out let my cat out of the shed because she didn't have much. She stayed out for the last couple days Cause it's been nice at night, and I left the shed door, the big door open, so she'd go in the shed. So she's out of the weather, but last night, I don't know. I went out to lunch with the boys. I came home and I had a Durban auction at 7. I don't know if I left the cat back in that thing. If I let the cat, she's inside the shop, so she's okay. And she's got food and a litter box, so she's all right. The cat stays outside. Once it gets nice out, the cat lives outside in the shed. It's only during the coldest part of the winter that she goes in the shop and stays in there. And I told you before, that's because she wandered in that shop. She was fed in that shop. She was raised in that shop. So that's where her home is at. That's what she thinks. All right. What do we got here? We got one little package. Is anybody going to come up today or not? 16 minutes. I got a package from Mr. RC. And I can move this camera around so you guys can. I got an extension cord. And I got my. See, look at this. I can bring it like this down. I can bring that camera down like this. Look at that shit, man. I can actually turn this around. Look at this. I can actually turn this around, bring it over here, bring it back, bring it closer, bring it up, down, all around. What I do is bring it back like this, set it up like this. I can go down like that. I can do a bunch of stuff. I can bring this up here like this and go, hey, look at it. Hey, look at that. I got one of them. And I just got to get a new camera to where the goddamn thing will focus up here so you can see. I don't know if this camera will focus up here. I don't think it does. Let's just go like this and see if it does. I know the autofocus is on. I know the autofocus is on. No, this camera doesn't. It's just shit. And that's why people don't like my shit, because they can't see stuff up close. I mean, it's a great camera for here. See, look at this. For right here, that far away. And that's a foot away from the camera lens. But you get any closer than that, then you have no detail anymore. And that's what people don't like. So, all right. We'll turn you around. Good thing I'm wearing pants today. There. I just go up like, look at, see? Look at it. Look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 images. So we'll just pop it back. Oh, look at all that, would you? Man. I don't know. Let's go down like this. There we go. Look at that. Hey. Look what we got here. A little Wounded Warrior lens cleaner. There's another one up here too. This one's really getting bad though. It's got to go in the washing machine. This one's getting real bad. But hey, look it. I got something for Let me take this off here for a second. I got something for Jenna. I'm sending her these right here. You guys see those? I'm sending those to Jenna. They come off Modelo cans. I cut them out. I know she likes them, so I'm going to send them to her. And then on my cigars, I smoke, and I got a box of Sweet Janes, and that's the band that's on them, and that's also on the box. So when I'm done with the box, I'm going to send her the box too. But I needed that just for, and I got to get another envelope. I will tape these together after I write a note in there, and then tape these together like that, and then put them in another envelope, and I'll send them to Janet. It's kind of cool. I mean, I like those Sweet Janes, but kind of like a Swisher Sweet, bigger and not as sweet. And Fat Bottom Betty's are the same way. And I thought there was another one too. I don't know. I have to ask at the tobacconist to see. But I'll get a box of those and some Gurkhas or maybe some Macanudos. But I like the Gurkhas. I don't think I've had any bad ones. Maybe one. And sometimes they just roll the because those are Nicaraguan cigars and they are hand rolled. So sometimes they get them too tight on their thigh when they're rolling them. But I've had one or two bad ones, so it's not a big deal. Let's take a look inside this envelope here. Let's take a look inside this envelope and see what's in here, should we? Oh, this is from Mr. RC. I think I saw something on his stage. I just emailed him and said, "Hey, let's buy that bad boy. I don't know if I'm gonna win it." So, well, got a couple of things. Looks like, yeah, a couple of things. So I can say that. What we got here? Oh, that's a Tanawa. A 2024 New Zealand Tanawa. Yeah, I wanted that New Zealand coin. I don't have too many New Zealand coins, so. Yeah, so I got the Tanawa. You see, it's got the masks on. See, that's what I don't like about this camera. Right there. Just that right there. I can't go like this and then you can see it. See, there's no focus. There is no focus. You would like to be able to see it right there, wouldn't you? There's no frickin' focus. So I will be getting a new camera this next week. See, look at that. See, Prince Charles. You can see Prince Charles. You can't see that wart on his ass. So, all right. That's what we got. Tanawa. We'll set it up here for you. Just like that. See, you can see it like that better. There you go. This right here. That stuff is just old gold. Scrap gold. Don't get your panties in a wad. Well, we got Coin Crew on Saturday, Sunday. I don't know who else we got going on. When's T's auction? Well, hey, look at that. It's all right out of the bottom. What'd I get? Oh, I won a maple. So I got a maple. See? It's a frickin' maple leaf with a maple privy. That's all it is. It's 2025, yep. One of these days I'll have a tube of these 2025s. Or King Charles ones, anyway. So that'd be 2024 and 2025, wouldn't it? Yeah, so I'll just throw that away. I don't need that. Alright, so what do we got? That's what we got from Mr. RC. That's what we got from Mr. RC. You can't even see that tandem wall, can you? Let's bring it up here a little bit closer. Maybe you can see a little bit closer. I don't know. Maybe you can see a little closer. Maple you can see. You get some real shit for I don't know. Let's run it around this way and see if you can see it that way any better. You really can't. I'm telling you, the light in this fucking place is just junk. The light in this place is junk. I don't have enough curtains to curtain everything, guys. Well, let's do this. We're going to move that like that. Then we're going to bring this in here like that. And then we're going to bring it back here like this. And see if it makes any difference there. Ah, you sorry son of a bitch. I didn't notice that, but that's what it looks like. Yeah, there you go. Well, you got a couple of coins. That's all you got. All right. So let's do something else here. I gotta bring my pillows up here. I'm gonna throw that piece of shit away. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna come over here, and then we're gonna go up like that. All right. We'll do that again. All right. So I'm gonna put my foot up, and then we're gonna talk about some things. I'll tell you what, man. YouTube, and I noticed it on a couple other streams. Chat freezing up. Chat disappearing. Getting kicked off of a stream, and then having to reload. I've actually had to what do you call it, a hard restart. I mean, completely out of everything. Had to close every window, every application, shut the fucking computer off, restart the computer to get back on a stream. And it's not too bad if you're racing or something like that, or if you're listening to somebody live. But if you're on a live auction, you just missed out on a couple of items that you wanted to bid on. It's a bunch of shit. YouTube is becoming a piece of fucking shit. I swear to God, man. Somebody needs to buy. Hiya, Peter. God, man, it took a half hour for somebody to come in. I've been bitching all for a half hour already about YouTube. I tried to bring you guys alive this morning. I just wanted to open that one little package, come up for like a half hour, and YouTube wouldn't let me upload, wouldn't let me go live. Just they wouldn't. They kept saying that this visibility was only for this or that or whatever. Oh, you been hearing me for the last 15 minutes? Well, good. I hope somebody at YouTube hears me. Good God, man. I have a business opportunity for someone with a little money. Somebody could get some financial backing from someone and buy YouTube. Who owns YouTube? Does Alphabet? Does Google? Who owns YouTube? And do I have to have a Google account to operate YouTube? And why do I have to have a Google account? Why? Google's just a search engine. That's all they are. They're not a streaming platform. Sometimes I get carried away. But good God Almighty, you talk about frustrating. I get frustrated. And I guess I'm not that technologically savvy. I'm not a nerd. I'm lucky I can navigate YouTube. I don't know how to navigate StreamYard at all. I don't know how to coordinate StreamYard and YouTube and stream this over to that and blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to do that. Somebody would have to explain it to me as I'm doing it. That's how I learn, by doing. So someone would have to be like kind of over my shoulder on the phone talking to me at the same time I'm doing it. But that's the way I learn, by doing. That's just the way it is. I'm not a book learner. Yes, Mrs. Scratch, I know. I get a little bit carried away at times, but out of the 100 and some videos I've made, I think I've only gone off the deep end a couple of times. So, and when I'm dead and gone, that's what you guys will remember about me. My rants, my famous, fabulous rants. Yeah, I know. Yeah, my daughters are better. I got two daughters. All three daughters are better at it, but the one in Philadelphia, she's no help because that's where she's at. My middle daughter is an hour and a half away, and so when she comes home, she doesn't really want to sit there on the computer and help me. And then what I'm working on out in the shop is actually, because that has been a big sport up here at the bars, is hatchet throwing. And making knives. I like cutting instruments. So I thought maybe I would make a couple hatchets just to see if I could get them balanced well enough that people would like to buy them to throw them. But I think I'm behind the power curve on that fad too. So I don't know. I don't know if it's as big as it was a year ago or not, but I don't know. I don't go to bars, so used to a lot. but not anymore. I haven't gone to bars in years. Oh, since I got out. Oh, last time I went to a bar, I got in trouble, so I don't go to bars anymore. Yes, I have my nephew's boy. What would he be? What would he be to me? So it'd be my nephew's son. Oh, and he's like 9, 8, 9. Anyway, he wants me to make him a hatchet, so that'd be the first one I'm working on. But great nephew, there you go. So I'm working on his hatchet. I got the shape cut out. I got to sharpen it. I got to drill holes for the handle, for the pins, and then I might be able to quench it. It's got to go back in the furnace and get hot and then get quenched in the oil, but I got to heat the oil up first. So I was waiting until this spring to do that because you know how long it takes to heat up cold oil. So and I can heat it up fast because I can stick a chunk of metal into my furnace and heat that thing up and then put it back, stick it in the oil until it cools down, but back in and do that a few times. Then the oil will be up to 100 some degrees. But to do that for only one item to quench, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So I'd like to have a few blades made before I do that, so I can quench 3 or 4 all at one time. But yeah, that's and out there on my floor in the shed, that's where I have both of the furnaces. I got a coal forge and a gas forge out there, and that's where my hydraulic press is at. That's where my power hammers at. My welders are out there, so it's not heated, so it gets cold in the wintertime. So I kind of like to do that, and when it warms up in the spring a little bit, then I'll work out there. But yeah, it's not the. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's better than um, doing a 20-pound cylinder and an ice torch outside. Yeah, my anvils aren't the best, but what the hell, they're adequate. I can pound on them, so not a big deal. I just don't like being cold all the time. That's all. Not a big deal. No, I really got to go out and check bees today just to see if they're alive. If they're alive and they're coming out and they're actually flying, then I got to start feeding them. I might have to start unwrapping them. Because when I put them away for the winter, there's a full length entrance reducer that goes in there. So it's only, a half an inch wide by a quarter inch tall. So the bees can just come out, but they go out the top. And underneath the lid, they can come out and go outside. But I put a piece of inch thick pink board on the outside on top of the cover, the hive cover. I put it on top and then weigh that down with a brick. So it does stay warm, but it doesn't cut off the airflow because I've tried the insulation on the inside and blah, blah, blah. And then the bees couldn't get out. So I ended up doing this. Then on the outside of the hive, there's that 1/8 inch thick, 16th inch thick styrofoam that has a black plastic molded to it, and it's on a roll. about that wide. So you just roll it around, staple it on, a couple of rolls around, and you're good. And then what I do, and a lot of people just leave it like that. But what I do is, dog food bags and cat food bags are made out of that woven plastic. I just open them up along the seams, along the bottom, and you have a big piece of woven plastic that then I wrap that around there, and then I duct tape that to the black plastic, and that seems to work pretty good. It seems to work pretty good as far as keeping out moisture and stuff. But in the spring, when it starts to get up this temperature again, you have to take that off because the moisture will build up on the inside of that, and then it'll start rotting your hives. So I might have to get outside and do that today. Oh yeah, I watch Forged in Fire a lot, but there's a lot on Forged in Fire that you don't see because you can't make a knife, a quality blade in just that hour's worth of show. There's some stuff that's been cut out. They have to just for brevity's sake. But unless you actually make knives, you wouldn't know that, so it doesn't make any difference. Yeah, there are some things that just can't be done in that amount of time, so it has to be done behind the scenes. So yeah, especially when you do a slow cool down of a piece of metal, it has to be air cooled, just at ambient temperature, and you can't do that in an hour's time. It's just otherwise you'd be sitting there twiddling your thumbs waiting on it. So the guy's got to go do something else, and if you're not making another blade or finishing a blade or doing something else, then it would be very boring to watch. It'd be like watching paint dry to watch steel cool. Be about the same thing. Uh, yeah, it was a good show though. It exposed a lot of people to steel and what steel's made of and how to manipulate it. Yeah, it was good for that. High school science classes. High school science classes. That's basically what it was. But at the end of it, then you had something useful. I still have the first knife I ever made. It will never go anywhere. I've made and sold, given away a lot of knives. I give away a lot of them. I've sold a few, but a lot of knife makers, you can, and I don't know if I have that book in here or not. Yeah, I got that book in here. Hold up, I'll show you. Yeah, I know everybody likes to look at my ass. You can um, buy knife making materials, handle material, liner material. You can buy blade blanks instead of making your own steel. This is a place called Jantz. I get a lot of my knife making material through there, like rivets and other stuff. But I mean, you can buy bandsaws, you can buy anvils, you can buy anything you want in here. There, you can buy sheaths that you can finish. You can buy blank knives. You can buy whole knives. You can buy anything you want for knife making or utensils, utilities. How about anvils? Small anvil, big anvil, all kinds of stuff, man. So you could actually buy a blade that's already made and drilled and sharpened and polished, and you can buy the handle material. You can buy the rivets, and you can put it together. you could put it together and call yourself a knife maker, and you have a nice looking knife and a very functional blade, but you didn't make it. You put it together. And there are a lot of knife makers like that do that. And they sell knives on the internet or wherever. Yeah, look at the knife I made. You know, I there's one knife maker, and I got one of his knives, but I bought one because it was a Damascus blade. But I asked him, I said, you make your own blades? And he said, no, they buy blade blanks. And it was their selling point was their handles were all deer antler. Okay. Well, what they did was they bought deer antler. They drilled it for the handle, for the tang. They glued it, put it together, put their little logo on. Boom. They sold it as their knife. Oh, beautiful looking knives, but it's not theirs. They didn't make the steel. They bought the steel. They bought that blade finished, and then they put it together and put their logo on it, and then it's theirs. So I don't do that. I Yeah, I know. I like watching. Believe it or not, I like watching cooking shows. Also, I like to cook. I just don't know how to cook well. I can cook. Oh, I can. I make a lot of stuff. One of the things when I worked at the restaurant, um, doing dishes, and I would also prep vegetables and stuff for them. Is I'm not real sure on how to use which spices in which dishes to do what taste. That's a big thing with cooking, man, is knowing how to use spices correctly. And I do not. So, I mean, I can use basil, salt, pepper, red pepper, especially red pepper, black pepper. Um, but rosemary, thyme, um, well, I can use garlic. I like garlic. Onion, salt, onion. But there are some spices that I don't know how to use. Rosemary and thyme are two of the big ones. Um, I cook with mushrooms. I go out and hunt mushrooms in the spring and summer. So I got a lot of dried mushrooms. I dry mushrooms to dehydrate. Dehydrated a bunch of tomatoes last year. And I got a whole bunch of oyster mushrooms I dehydrated. I think I still have some sheep's head mushrooms and some chanterelles dehydrated yet. Uh, got onion. I got tomatoes. What else I have dehydrated? Oh, peppers. I got some peppers dehydrated. It's a good way to keep. It's a good way to keep that stuff. You don't have to keep it fresh that way and keep using it. See you, Apita. Didn't mean to put months in there. What do you mean? Thanks for coming in, being first in, Peter. Usually it's Chew, but I haven't seen him today yet. No, I was really getting frustrated this morning. I bet I tried 5 or 6 different times to do a live, to start a live, and YouTube wouldn't let me do it. Oh man, I'm telling you, if they pissed me off this morning, that's what they did. But yeah. So, I got a whole bunch of stuff coming from Kiwi. I mean, he's still filling a box for me, but uh, I don't have a whole bunch of New Zealand coins. I don't think I have any. So when I saw this one up on RC Stage, I decided I wanted it, and so I texted him or emailed him, and I think I bought this one. This Tanawa. Look at the mass on there. That's kind of cool, I think. The back is not particularly impressive, but the front is. I do like that design. I do like the design. I wish I could get it closer and you could see it better focus, but next week, people, I've been threatening to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get another camera, whether I need it or not. I'm not real sure I really need to spend the money, but there you go. You're like a Canadian maple. Maybe hold it down here. I don't know. We just got way too much light in here. You can see I even got the shades drawn in the bag. I think. Maybe not. But yeah, it's just a 2025 maple. It's nothing. It's nothing special. I just want to get a tube of them. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get a tube of them, but you pick up one or two every month. It's going to take you 10 months to fill a tube. So I don't know. What do I got to have? I got to have another 2.5 tubes of maples yet before I got a monster box of maples. And I'm going to have maples from back in probably, when did they start? 86? I think 86. I don't know if I got any 86s, but I don't really separate them by date. I just separate them by, there's old queen, new queen, and the king. And so I just separate them that way. Old queen, new queen, and king. If they're special ones, like the old queen will have the crown on, I'll separate those out. I'll make separate tubes of those. The new queen didn't have a crown on. I don't think. I don't know. And then you got King Charles, and there are different King Charles too. You got the one where he got the hair sticking off the back of his head. They're like 3 hairs sticking off the back of his head, where somebody did comb his hair that morning. And then you got the ones with the crown, King Charles with the crown. Those ones I really separate out and keep separate. The ones with the crown. And the ones where he didn't comb his hair, I keep them separate too, because I think those will be worth some money. I think. I don't think they will go away anytime soon. Oh yeah, it'll be interesting to see in the future, and I'm not going to see it probably. All my daughters, 3 daughters, are going to split up my coins, and they're going to get the medals that I have. But what I'm not going to do, and I don't know how I'm going to do this yet, is my Canadian collection of coins is not going to get split up. So all 3 of the girls are not going to get 1/3 of my Canadian collection. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but one child is going to get that Canadian collection, and then the other 2 are going to get other medals to make up for that. But because all of the Canadian coins, other than the newest ones that are 4/9 fine, all the rest of that collection is either 80%, 80% silver, and opposed to United States 90% silver. Then I have 925 silver, and then there's some in there that are 50% silver, and then some that are clad, and then there's some tokens in there. Um, there's some nice coins, a lot of 925, 80% and 999, not as much 50%, but you see how, you're going to have to divide it up. And then one kid's going to say, oh, you got more than I did. You got more than I did. Ah, Jesus Christ. When I left work, when I retired from the federal government, and now the military has it too, they have a thing called a TSP, which is a 401k for government employees, is what it is. You put so much of your pay into the TSP, the government will match it up to 3% dollar for dollar, and then a 0.5% or 50% for the next two. So if you put in 5%, the government will put in 4%. All right. And then you can put over and above that amount in if you want. So you're stupid not to put 5% in at the very least to take advantage of the free money that the government's going to give you. Okay. And you're allowed to invest in 5 different funds. You have government securities, bond fund that you can't lose any money. You got C fund, which is stock market. You have the, what was the other fund? That F fund, C fund, and the S fund. And the other one was, I don't know, but they got 5 different funds now, depending on your level of risk that you want to take. Well, you can leave it in there when you leave government service. You can leave it in there. And I figured it was just like Social Security. They just mix that money in with regular funds, and all you have is an IOU. Yeah. Well, I decided I didn't want to do that. So I rolled mine out. And you can only, they make it so difficult for you to do that. There is one rollout. You can only do one rollout from TSP. So I rolled the whole damn thing out into a TD Ameritrade account. And then I pieced it out from there. I bought an annuity from the Knights of Columbus. Okay, so I have an annuity through an insurance company. And the Knights of Columbus are a highly ranked insurance company. And then I bought metals with the other half or 2/3, whatever. But in order for you to hold a physical precious metals account, you have to have an LLC, and the LLC has to be held by a trust. All right, boom. So I did that. So I have that. And it's sitting in a vault. But if I want it, I just call them and say, hey, I want to sell this. I want to buy that. As long as it falls within the IRS guidelines, I can do that shit. And if I say I want it, then they send it to me. It's not considered a distribution until after 60 days or 30 days or whatever it is. But you can turn around and reinvest it into something else. So I did all that, and I did all that within 30 days. I had it in with Gold Star Trust, and that vault was in Delaware. And I got to thinking, Delaware, Biden, home state, anti-gun. I don't like Delaware, so I brought it back here and I put it in a safety deposit box per IRS regulations. Then I found out that if the FBI wants to raid your safety deposit box, they can without a warrant, and they can seize your money on the pretense of it being money laundered or drug money or whatever, and you'll never get it back. You'll never get it back, not unless you got deep pockets. So I took it out of there, and I decided to um, put that money in the Money Metals Exchange, MMX Money Metals Exchange vaults, and they are in either Utah or Idaho. I'm not sure which, but I think they have another one in Texas too. Not sure. Mine's up in the Utah or Idaho, one of those two states. I want to forget. But they send me statements. If I want to look at it, I know everything is serial numbered and blah blah blah. And then what I had done was, because I retired at 56, and I had one of my retirements didn't kick in until 60, and then 62 Social Security started. Only had one retirement when I retired, and it wasn't much. So I took $10,000 a year for 2 years out of my annuity. Okay. And I paid the taxes while I was doing that, but I only took 10,000 out because I didn't want it to bump up my income level. It'll put you in another bracket if you take too much. So I just made do with the 10 grand. And then after those 2 years, I had other monies kick in, so we were good. Didn't have to do that anymore. And then over the years, I've had to use that money. I just call my insurance agent and tell them I want this much money clear, free and clear. So figure up as much money as you got to take out to pay the taxes, state and federal. And I don't want to be in the next tax bracket for income tax purpose. Okay, we can do all that. And he's good about that. And what I have done over the years is for 3 years straight, I took out $10,000 a year, clear, after the taxes were paid for. So like 13,000 or whatever. And gave each one of the girls $10,000. Boom, boom, boom. I said, this is for what you want to use it for. Buy a house, pay off student loan, for your wedding. I don't care, but use it wisely. Use it wisely. Well, then my middle daughter decided she wanted to buy a house, and she didn't have quite enough money, and blah, blah, blah. So, all right, I'll give you another 10 grand, and then you can buy a house. All right. So they did that. Then I had to give the other two. So I gave the oldest one her other 10,000. Then the next year, I was going to give my youngest daughter, but I had to have a new roof on the house. So we took out the money for that. So this last year, was it 2024 or 2025? January, February, I think it was 25. 25. My last daughter got, my youngest daughter, the last 20,000 or the last 10,000. So they've each gotten $20,000 in the last 7 years. All three of them buying houses and paying off student loan debt at the same time. My youngest daughter doesn't have any student loan debt. My middle daughter has about 40,000 or thereabouts. And my oldest daughter's got a lot of student loan debt. She was up in 150 grand by the time she was done. So, all right, let me see here. Military part of the conversation said, your grandfather was a master sergeant. Actually, he would be a master gunnery sergeant. Your grandmother wasn't, was she? Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, I treat them all the same. You know, I can't say that I have a favorite. My oldest daughter, my first child, is my first child, and I feel that way about her. But um, I can't say that I have a favorite. Well, if your aunt passed the same, oh, your grandmother. Okay, yeah, that happens with a lot of older couples. A lot of older couples. No, my dad passed away when I was 8, and he was a Korean War veteran, and I believe he got his cancer in Korea. That's why I could never get his medical. Well, his medical records burned down in the St. Louis fire, like a lot of Korean War veterans did. But I rebuilt his file from documents that he had either in his wallet or in his scrapbook that my mother or grandmother saved. So I rebuilt his file, got all of his medals reissued. Uh, didn't have any uniforms per se at all, but my mother had the flag from the casket. I remember her receiving it at the funeral. So I have all that stuff, and my mother gave it to me because I was the only one that went into the military. However, uh, my younger brother, my youngest natural brother Brian, went into the reserves for 4 years. Yeah, I think 4 years or 6 maybe, with a reserve unit up in Decorah, and then my youngest stepbrother also did. He went into the same unit in the reserves, and I think he did 12 years. So, but at the time, my mother gave me all the stuff because I was the only one that was in the military or had been in the military and was the only one that it would mean something to me. So I got all that stuff downstairs. When I am ready to, I am going to pass that to my youngest sister, Deb, because she seems to be the only one that's interested in it. Uh, so then we'll do that. 65 years, yeah. And that happens with a lot of older couples that have been married that long. One passes, the other one is so heartbroken that they just up and die. That happens a lot. Did happen. Well, I don't know if it'll happen anymore, but so he served in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, all three wars. Really? I'd like to know his story. I'm not a Marine. I'm an Army guy, but my brother-in-law, I guess he could be my ex-brother-in-law because my sister, my wife's sister passed, and so they're no longer married. So yeah, probably my ex-brother-in-law. He is a Marine in Vietnam. He's up in North Dakota now. I have a buddy out in California who's a Marine. Uh, he's a skydiving buddy of mine, good friend, Eric. Let me see, Marines. Oh yeah, another skydiving buddy, Dave Torres, lives in Las Vegas now. He's an ex-cop from DeKalb, Illinois. He was a Marine. Snoopy was a Marine. Um, There are more guys in this community that were Marines that I know of. I just can't think of all their names right now, but yeah, that's in my life. I had two uncles. Well, my dad and my uncle Garth on that side of the family. Both were in the army. Um, the only two boys in that family, actually. And then on my mom's side, Uncle Joe was in Vietnam. Uncle Jim was during Vietnam, but he was in Korea, stationed in Korea during Vietnam. Um, Uncle Frank was a Marine between wars. I don't know about Nord, but I don't know about Elvin on that side of family. So, yeah. So, those guys are back from the time when everybody served. And I think that everybody should still serve this country in one way or another for at least 2 years of their life to make them appreciate where they live and how good they got it. Yeah, the guys during World War II, they came home. They saw a lot of action. They saw a lot of shit. And those guys didn't talk about it. They got out, they went back to work, and they raised families. That's what they did. The guys after Korea, not a lot of talking among them guys either. They didn't really share any of their time in service. Vietnam was when guys came home because it was an unpopular war, and some were for the war, some were against the war. Um, that war, like a lot of wars, was of our own making. We create problems and then we try to solve problems, and we just end up making more problems. But that was the first war that I can remember that guys came home and actually talked about it. But guys that saw a lot of combat and saw a lot of shit um, didn't really talk about it either. It's only the ones that were dissatisfied with the war that came home. Yeah, and the fucking whining and the crying. And you will find more stories about the first Gulf War, the Panama invasion, the Grenada invasion. Um, but it's only for a hot minute. The press just goes on to new stuff. They talk about it for a hot minute. It's gone because something else is coming along. Something else is taking priority. So, um, yeah, these latest wars from the first Gulf War on are the ones that get talked about the most. I remember when I first went in '75, and I read a lot of gung ho magazines and Soldier of Fortune, a lot of them, and really familiar with the Rhodesian Bush Wars and the Angolan Civil War, and how a lot of guys from the United States, from Vietnam, veterans, went to Rhodesia and Angola and became mercenaries. So I was really familiar with that. And one of the things that I really appreciated, and I don't know if I have it in here anymore, I might have taken it out to the safe, to the other safe. I got a Rhodesian penny from 1959, 57. A Rhodesian penny. I got a Rhodesian penny. before Rhodesia became known as Zimbabwe. So, yeah. I knew more about the Rhodesian and the Angolan wars than I knew about Vietnam at the time. Although Soldier of Fortune, because of Colonel Robert Brown, who started the mag, they covered Vietnam extensively too, especially Maxey Sog and some of the more secretive operations during Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh Trail interdiction in Laos and Cambodia. Especially the Nungs, the Monyards, the Nungs, the hill people, mountain people from Vietnam, being our allies and fighting with us and whatever. Hey, Angry, how the hell are you? You still got to email me and tell me what I owe you for antiquing those 2 coins. And buddy, those 2, I think those 2 are the best 2. I got to find the Valhalla too. The ones in this series anyway. That Atlantis is just, and you can't see it on this camera, but that is just a beauty. Odin Odin and Atlantis, just a beauty. And the same thing with what is that? That was Odin. No, that was Poseidon and Atlantis and Odin and Asgard. Asgard is, oh man, that's the way Asgard's supposed to look. I know you can't see him with this camera, but that is just, that's the way it's supposed to look, man. You got to tell me what I owe you for that. And I got to find the rest of them in that series. I think there's one to Valhalla. And I don't know which other ones are in this series, to tell you the truth. I'll have to look it up, but god damn. And you know why I like them so much antique like that? It's because it really pops out the details. And these are really finely detailed. That's what I like about them. And that antiquing just pops that right out. Ah, man, I love them. I love them. No, I know. And I said, this camera sucks. I'm getting a new camera next week. Why? Because it's after the 1st. The 1st is on Saturday. I get paid the 1st of the month. That's when I get paid. As a retiree and a Social Security recipient, blah, blah, blah. I get paid at the 1st of the month. And I got a budget shit for the rest of the month. That's why I haven't been able to race or do anything for the last 2 weeks or a week and a half, because I ran out of money. You know, there's always something that comes up. There's always something. You got to keep some money back just in case. And I was on an auction. I didn't really plan to do it, but there was a 10-ounce bar that was cheap enough, so I bought it. And you know what they cost. And then, you know, they decided they were going to do away with the penny. Okay. Might as well start saving some pennies. All right. They might be worth something in the future. There was a mint sealed bag of 75 Denvers, I think. A mint sealed bag. It was still mint stitching on it. I don't know, was there 5,000 pennies in that bag? I bought them. I don't have a bag of pennies. I would like to have a bag of Wheaties, but that, yeah, would be a hell of a lot more than what I paid for these. And I just bought a bag of pennies. I don't know. Maybe they'll be worth something in the future. I think basically a guy should start um, collecting nickels because it costs more to make a nickel than a nickel. What does it cost? 8 cents to make a nickel? I think they're going to do away with them too. And nickels are mostly nickel yet. Like pennies, when did they take most of the copper out of them? Back in the 70s? Can't remember, but the older pennies are the ones that collect for copper anyway. These pennies that I collect or that I bought are just for collecting purposes. And in a mint sealed bag, you never know what's going to be in there. There could be die cracks and double die strikes. There could be all kinds of shit in there. You just don't know. So I took a chance on one bag. It's the only bag I'm going to buy. It's the only bag I'm going to buy. But I decided I was going to take a chance on it. So I ran out of money. Anyway, that's the way that shit goes. No, I don't know. Every time there's a roll of pennies comes up for sale, I get them for $4 or $5. Then I'll buy them. What do I got in here? I started. Oh God, there's I don't know, 11, 12 rolls in there. Oh man, they gotta go out in a safe. I'm gonna have to buy a new safe. I'm running out of room. Let's see, there's 4 rolls there. There's what the hell are these? I don't even know what some of these are. There's a 2008 Denver's. I don't know what the hell those are. Those are ones I wrapped. Let me see. So there's 7, 8, 9. Oh shit, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I got 18 rolls in there. And a lot of them are bank rolls. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of them 15 are individual rolls. So there could be some. Oh shit! I left 3 in there. So we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 21 rolls in there. Sorry. And there's 3, 6, 7, 8, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bank rolls, and 4, 5, 6, 7 individual rolls that individual people had rolled. So I'm saving that amount of pennies. Maybe I should have done like my brother did back in the day when he was in high school, because he's 67 right now. He was saving pennies when he was in high school. And he had does anybody know how big an 8-gallon keg of beer is? How big that keg is? It'll hold 8 gallons of liquid, but physical dimensions. You know how big it is? He had one of those full of pennies, and on top where the pumper, the tap used to go, he made something in school that screwed onto there, and it had a pipe that came off of it, and it curved around on top. and there was a hanging lamp on there with a cord that went down through the pipe and came out. So it was a floor lamp that he had in his house for years and years. And I don't know if he still has that full of pennies or if he took the pennies out, but he had that amount of pennies. I know that he's got like 50 pounds of pennies. I don't know how many pounds I got now, but he was looking to sell them. He wanted to sell them. And the only thing that he had gone through them and taken all the wheat pennies out because he collects them. He has penny books, so he filled up penny books. So that's what he did. He was looking for certain dates. And but he still has all those other pennies yet, and they haven't been searched. And he wants to sell them. He would like to trade them penny per penny for Canadian pennies if somebody wanted to do that. But I don't know why he wants Canadian pennies. I don't know if it is for the copper or what. But I don't know. I don't know what his thinking is. But I have that many pennies now, and that's about all I'm gonna. Unless I can get a cheap roll here or there. It's like what I buy. I bought 2 rolls yesterday, and I forget what year they were. They were in the 70s. I think they were in the 70s. But I bought 2 rolls, so. And eventually I'll have more pennies, I'm sure, but I'm thinking I should start buying nickels, getting rolled. Go to the bank, get a box of nickels. Just get a box of nickel rolls. I'm thinking I might do that. I got plenty of silver dimes. I got 2 rolls of clad dimes. What was the year? 2009. I'd have to look, but I got 2 rolls of dimes that were the hard year to get. I got them saved. What were they? I don't know. Yeah, here they are. 2009 Denvers. Got 2 rolls of them. Those are the only clads I got because that year was really hard to find. And these came out of a sealed mint box. So I watched them come out of the box. Yeah, those are the only clad dimes I got. I got plenty other dimes. I think I got like a dozen rolls of Benjis. I don't know how many Mercuries I got. I got a few rolls of Mercuries, but those are not the, I'll let other people collect the Mercuries. If you wanted to trade me, well, the only reason you would collect Mercuries is for collector value. For silver value, really is not a lot there. I'd rather collect rosies if I was going to collect silver for silver, because the rosies aren't war as bad. You're going to get more silver. So, okay, yeah, I do that. What happened? I heard something. Don't know what it was. All right, don't know what it was. Anyway, so I would rather do that. But I don't see. I wonder if Mrs. Coin Crew is listening today. What is today anyway? Thursday. She should be working today. I don't know if she's working or not. Anyway, I started this thing just to open one little package, and I got so pissed off at YouTube because I would go through and I'd write the description and a title and go through all this stuff, and then say, oh, we can't save it, blah, blah, blah. Try again. So I try again. and then it would erase everything. I'd start all over again. I even went out of YouTube, came back into YouTube to my channel, blah, blah, blah. And then finally, where it went to visibility, I just went through all of the options. I clicked on it, 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 clicked on it. Went back to anybody for visibility, and then it finally let me put up a video. So I guess I'm not going to quit anytime too soon. Anyway, I don't know. I don't. I gotta see. You know, I don't know. I just had a weird feeling. Well, I had a weird feeling. And so I took my little protector buddy out of the drawer here, and I went to go check, and I didn't see anything. So I don't know. This house is haunted. I see things out of the corner of my eye all the time. I see shadows moving. And I don't hear very well, so I can't hear anything. I could just see stuff. And when I'm sitting here looking at you guys, I see stuff out of the sides of my eyes or stuff moving on the ceiling. So it's either people coming in the yard or people driving by on the road, one or the other. But then I see shadows moving in the house, or I think I do. So, and nobody's here that I can find anyway. So it's got to be little spooky things, little spirits moving around in here. I don't know. When was this house built? 60 years ago? 65, something like that. But it's built on the same spot as the previous house. Because when we did the addition on the house here, we ran into the old cistern out there. And so, an old bricked up cistern. And it had been buried. But because right where this monitor is sitting used to be the outside wall. There used to be a double window right there where that entrance goes into the addition. That's our living room now. This used to be a living room, but this is now a computer gun piano room. And the living room's out there in that addition. But that addition is, when do we put that in? 2002? 24 years ago, something like that. Anyway, I ran into that old cistern, and I asked my wife, because my wife this is the house that she wasn't born in this house, she was born in a hospital, but this is the house she's known all her life. When she was a kid, anyway. So, I'm not sure if, because her dad, my wife's dad was a Korean War vet too. He died when she was 7, 8, something like that. I think same age I was when he died. He was also 33 when he died, like my dad. So we had a lot in common. And her mother got remarried, and he's still alive today, and she's still alive. But they sold this place to us because they wanted to move closer to town. So they did that, bought another place, built a new house, and we bought this place and we made the addition. But even before they lived here, her dad, my wife's dad, and her mother, this was somebody else's place. And that old house was taken down. That was an old 3-story farmhouse. And I think those are the little spirits that are wandering around here, is what I think, but I'm not sure. All right, guys, I think I will call this one, put some regular pants on, go outside, and I think the first thing I'm going to do is check bees, because it's right in the middle of the day. It's going to be the warmest. So we'll go outside and see. I don't know what the, oh shit, where's my phone? I don't even know where my phone's at. See what temperature is. But I'm going to bet it's in the 40s today, or better. I don't even know where that phone's at. Oh, well, that sucks. All right, well, we'll find it. It's hanging around here someplace. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. So you guys have a good day. And we will see you when we get some more packages. We got a couple good ones coming from Coin Crew. We got a couple coming from Durban. That's going to be a bag of pennies. So we'll show you that, but that'll probably be in a few days. Might even be next week. So we'll see you. Take it easy. Peace out.